What's good? It's your boy Twiz. What the fuck are you doing? Punching the TV? What the fuck? It feels good to be back, y'all. Even though I haven't put out a video in a month, you guys are still leaving comments on my old videos. There's still conversation going on. Here, let me show you.
Hey man, where have you disappeared to? It would be great to do a video now. We have the Ubisoft news. Everything you've said regarding the haters I agree with, and while the table has turned. YouTube is full of Stadia I was wrong comments now. DreamCastGuy and Young, where are you now? Lol.
Okay, maybe I should address the first question.
Hey man, where have you disappeared to?
Where have I disappeared to? Nowhere really. I've been streaming a lot to my YouTube and Twitch channel, mostly to my YouTube channel, so I'm pretty sure many of y'all have gotten notifications. And if you haven't been getting notifications, make sure you hit that little notification bell. I guess the real question is, how come I haven't been putting out any videos? And man, that's a big question. I'm gonna try to answer it for you. I guess the best way I could explain it is you have to understand I don't really see myself as a big YouTuber. I mean, I'm not a big YouTuber, but I'm just a guy on a microphone saying how I feel about things. I don't really take anything I do too serious. I just talk about stuff when I want to talk about it, and when I don't, I don't. So when I first started covering Stadia content, I felt that my voice needed to be out there because everybody was negative about Stadia. There was nothing but hate for Stadia out there. And don't get me wrong, Stadia's not perfect, and in some cases, I understand the hate. In some cases, it might have deserved it. But the majority of hate that Stadia has been getting is undeserved. So I felt like I had to counter that, or I had to balance it back out. I didn't realize that there were other Stadia content creators at the time. I thought I was just doing something on my own. I thought I was going against the grain, which I guess many of us still are, but it's not as lonely as I thought it would be. So I said pretty much a lot of the stuff I had to say. I countered a lot of the main points that I wanted to counter. And at the same time, I was meeting a lot of people who also played and enjoyed Stadia. See, the thing about me, man, the whole theme of my channel as a whole is I like to play games with my viewers. I like to stream and play games and hang out with y'all. So I started building up a community of people who like to play and hang out and watch my streams when I play games on Stadia. So I felt like I said everything I needed to say, or everything I wanted to say. I met a whole bunch of cool motherfuckers that want to play games. So all I wanted to do was stream and play games. I know that's probably not the answer you're looking for, but it's the honest to God truth. You'll be alright. Somebody else can save today. I'm here to smash heads. I didn't feel like I was needed anymore. And when I started to make videos, it felt like what I was saying was forced, or it felt like I was rehashing and regurgitating the same thing I always say. I mean, I don't really want to be young, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the second thing to say to this is, because I found out there were more people doing Stadia content, I didn't really want to step on their toes. I didn't want to cover the Stadia updates. I didn't want to cover the new games coming out. I basically didn't want to do videos that were too similar to the other people coming out, because we're a small group here. Even though I'm kind of like the black sheep in the group, like many of them don't even associate with me, I still don't want to cover stuff they're covering just out of respect to them, because they were doing it first. I know in the YouTube field, that's not really how you're supposed to look at it. You're supposed to just get whatever views you can get, but I just really didn't want to go that route. I only wanted to do something that only I was doing, and so the majority of my videos was me just clapping back on Stadia haters. But I have been reading the comments. People have been hitting me up on Discord. People have been hitting me up on Twitter, and they've all been saying, hey man, we want you to keep making videos. We can't wait for your new shit to drop. And it actually kind of amazes me that I haven't put out a video in over a month, and people are still eagerly awaiting my return. Keep in mind, I never really intended to go away. I just never really had the motivation to come back. But that is actually kind of giving me motivation. I'm coming to realize that I can't just look at myself as some dude on a microphone. Well, I am just some dude on a microphone, but it's becoming apparent to me that when I don't put out semi-regular content, man, people get disappointed. People were looking forward to the fucking shit I was putting out. Not everybody can make it to the streams, or the streams are not always good for the way people like to digest content. Like, some people want highly edited, straight to the point content. And now I'm starting to feel like okay, there's still a reason for me to be here. I still need to create content. I still need to make videos because there's a growing number of people who want it. Like, covering Stadia content the way I've been doing has been very successful for my YouTube channel. So from growth of a channel standpoint, I should do it. For my own personal mental health, like I'm actually feel like I'm providing a good service to people, I should do it. So I'm starting to kind of change my mindset on it. And instead of just being some guy in a microphone just fucking around, I need to take this a little bit more serious. Not saying I want to be like a professional YouTuber or nothing, but I need to start taking this more serious simply because I don't really want to disappoint y'all. If you guys are going out of your way to support and look for my content, then I need to at least do the bare minimum and fucking provide you guys content. You know what? Hold on. Let me show you something. Let me show you this. Let me pull this up. I just wanted to do it. Don't judge me. I currently have 14 channel members, and I know to some people that doesn't seem like a lot, but to me it's a fucking big deal because I don't promote it. I don't ask people to become members. I don't beg people to sponsor. Everybody who's sponsored with a channel membership did so on their own free will without me prompting or asking them to. These are people, I know many of y'all are watching. You guys just wanted to support my content because you liked it. The reason channel memberships are a big deal for my channel, as you guys may know, I kind of have a potty mouth and YouTube doesn't like that. So I oftentimes get demonetized. The way the YouTube algorithm works, if your channel doesn't make YouTube money, YouTube doesn't promote your channel. When you guys sponsor me on channel memberships like this, it causes me to be favorable in the YouTube algorithm. And you guys are the reason that my channel is still growing, despite the fact that most of my videos end up getting demonetized. So again, when I look at the level of support you guys are giving me, how can I not want to come back to YouTube? Or how can I not want to come back to doing videos? So it's just something I'm gonna have to do, man. I'm gonna have to try to balance out my videos and balance out my streams. I need to provide you guys regular content because I just really don't want to disappoint you guys. Let me move on to the rest of your question.
Hey man, where have you disappeared to? It would be great to do a video now. We have the Ubisoft news. Everything you've said regarding the haters I agree with, and while the table has turned. YouTube is full of Stadia I was wrong comments now. DreamCastGuy and Young, where are you now? Lol.
DreamCastGuy, huh? You know, I never watched one of his videos. Many people tell me I need to watch his stuff and respond to it, but I just never really cared. Let's see what this guy's about. Why I really hate Google Stadia. Google is mad at Stadia gamers. I just love it. Google admits Stadia will suck for years. These videos seem a little bit old, but I kind of want to see what he was saying around the time Stadia launched. Alright, fine. I don't usually do this, but let's go ahead and take a quick little sneak peek and see what this guy's about. Ooh.
Wow. Is that what I think it is?
It is what I think it is. It's a frisbee. Man, ain't nobody got time for that. Hurry this shit up.
What's up gamers, DreamCastGuy here, talking today about Google Stadia, because this service is already completely dead and it's only been 1 month.
Alright, so the video I decided to watch, Google Stadia is already doomed. This video is 8 months old, and I'm pretty sure he just said Google Stadia is already dead after 1 month. I don't know what your definition of dead is. It was obviously still alive and well when you reviewed it, and it's definitely grown and improved since then.
Because this service is already completely dead, and it's only been 1 month.
No, I take that back. He said completely dead, as in nobody's playing it, no new games are being released, no new features are being added. He said completely dead, as in it's done, it's gone. That was your own wording right there. You know, this kind of makes me wonder. I'm starting to realize something. Do you know how many comments I see from people that say, wait, Stadia's still a thing? Wait, I thought Stadia was dead. Is this because of guys like him who basically told everyone that Stadia
is already completely dead?
He didn't say that Stadia was failing. He didn't say Stadia wasn't doing well. This motherfucker literally opened up his video and said Stadia is completely dead. Dude, you were spreading false information. Like, that's pretty much what you just said. There's very little ways. There's very little alternate ways to interpret what you just said. You said Stadia was completely dead. So how is it alive and well? with more features and games 8 months later.
And I've got the hard numbers right here to back that up.
Well, you see, DreamCastGuy, I kind of have you at a disadvantage seeing that I'm 8 months ahead of you, you know, I'm front and future. So, fuck your numbers. I don't need that to back anything up because I can tell you right now, Google Stadia is alive and well. Boy, did you not call that correctly. Let's hurry this up and get to the good stuff. I just don't got time for this shit.
It is still by far the most inferior way to play. Whether you're on the go or you're at home, nobody wants to play on Google Stadia.
So it's the most inferior way to play, whether you're on the go or while you're at home. So I guess if you're on the go, the only thing you can really compare Stadia to would be the Nintendo Switch and maybe your phone. But you know, there's a lot of AAA games that aren't on the Switch that actually are on Stadia, right? And Stadia runs games better than the Switch. So also, if you're home, Stadia will run games actually better on the go and better at home. Now, you can make that argument saying it's not necessarily true if we're talking home compared to maybe an Xbox One X, depending on the game, of course, and PC. But you said whether on the home and go, and I'm like, I don't think Stadia is really the most inferior way to play, whether you're home or on the go. I would say probably your phone is, but I can see that you focus so hard on only having one take that you can't help but coming off as a stuttery mess. Oh wow, that doesn't look right. I have seen pornos start like this, guys. For very flawed arguments. I know you're in a rush to get out as many videos as you can, but maybe you can take a little bit of time and think about what you're saying before you say it. Just maybe.
It is definitely always the worst choice.
Definitely always the worst choice. Are you sure? What if I want to play a game real quick without downloading it? What if I want to play the game on the go or somewhere other than my house and I actually want to play it at high resolution, decent frame rate? What if I want to play a game that's not on the Switch or my phone? Are you sure it's definitely always the worst choice? To be fair, I can see how sometimes it's the worst choice, such as if you go somewhere that doesn't have good internet, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying Stadia is always the best choice, but you're saying it's always definitely the worst choice. What? I just really don't want to pick apart everything this guy has to say. I just want to touch on the bullet points.
And that's just more and more reasons to hate what is obviously an unfinished product. You should have called this the Google Stadia beta.
I stopped it here because, to be fair to him, I actually kind of agree with him. If Google called it a beta, people would have been a little bit more forgiving of the features missing on Stadia or just the perceived imperfections of Stadia. However, I don't really count it as a deal breaker. I mean, when the Switch launched missing a whole bunch of features and promised stuff, did they have to call it a Nintendo Switch beta or any other console or platform in history? Did they have to call it a beta? On the Epic Game Store, did it say the Epic Game Store beta? So although I do agree that calling it a beta will actually ease things in customers' minds, that is something to keep in mind in the future. It's not a unique problem with Stadia. Many things come out, such as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox One, and you're gonna tell me they're not gonna come out with problems and bugs, but you know what? They're probably not gonna call it the PlayStation 5 beta or the Xbox beta. When they believe it's a good enough product to sell, they're just gonna call it a PlayStation or Xbox. And then whatever features they are missing, they're just gonna add them in later. So you are right, it's not a problem unique to Stadia, so I don't feel like it's fair to just hammer on Stadia about it. But please, continue.
A beta is much more excusable. A beta can be a lot cheaper. A beta is a promise of things yet to come. And now Google Stadia is obviously going absolutely nowhere.
You know what else is a promise of things to come besides calling it a beta? When Google literally says, hey, these features are coming and they'll be here soon. You don't have to just call it a beta to signify a promise of things to come. Please tell me that concept doesn't go over your head. It's just me and you, little girl.
If this exists in 1 year, I will be shocked. I mean, I will just be completely blown away if we end up seeing the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, the Xbox Series X. If those are released and Google Stadia servers are still on, I will be truly stunned. But at this point, I don't think this is even going to last until E3.
Well, we technically didn't have E3 this year because of the whole, you know, virus thing. But Stadia's still alive and well and growing. We even crossed 1 million downloads of the app, which I know seems small, but it's still more than we had when you made this video, so it is actually growing. And it looks like Stadia is still gonna be here when the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 5 drops. We're well on track to that. So this video you made here didn't really age well, and lucky for you, I didn't actually pick apart every single topic in your video. I just really didn't fucking feel like it, be honest. Speaking of dead systems though, DreamCastGuy, really? You know, just a little bit ironic you're complaining about system design. Don't get me wrong, the Dreamcast was an awesome system. But man, did that thing have a short lifespan, and that's what you choose to call yourself. Hey man, it's your choice. With that said, I'm your boy Twiz. Don't forget to like, comment, follow, and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for supporting my channel. Laters, y'all. Really, DreamCastGuy? Dude, change your fucking name, dude.
Okay.
I wonder, can I make the whole twerk?
Security, what's going on?
I don't know why that's the first thought you had as we're going in.
Come on, you know you're thinking about it too.
It appears Dr.
I've got friends.
Let me get up against the wall and do some twerking.